Welcome back, coin hunters. Today we're unlocking the mystery behind 4 legendary Kennedy half dollars. Coins that look ordinary, but could be worth millions hiding in plain sight. From the iconic 1971 issue to the patriotic 1776 to 1976 Bicentennial beauty, the rare 1979 mint marvel, and the stunning 2021 D modern treasure. Each one holds the power to change your fortune overnight. So, before you spend that half dollar, watch closely, because one of these could make you the next millionaire collector. The first up, my friends, to another journey through time, where history, luck, and destiny meet in the palm of your hand. Today, we uncover one of the most extraordinary treasures in American coinage, the 1776 to 1976 Kennedy half dollar. This isn't just a piece of metal. It's a piece of America's heartbeat, a symbol of freedom, unity, and the dream that defines a nation. What if I told you that the coin you've been overlooking for years could actually be worth millions today? Yes, this half dollar, minted to celebrate 200 years of American independence, carries a secret that could turn an ordinary day into the day your fortune changes forever. The Kennedy half dollar was first introduced in 1964, a tribute to the fallen President John F. Kennedy, a man who inspired millions and left a mark that time could never erase. But the 1776 to 1976 Bicentennial edition stands apart from them all. It was created not only as currency, but as a celebration of 2 centuries of freedom, the very soul of America engraved in a shining metal. Its design, its symbolism, and its timing make it one of the most emotionally powerful coins ever struck by the U.S. Mint. But beneath that beautiful exterior, some of these coins hide errors, compositions, and minting varieties so rare that they've skyrocketed to values beyond imagination. Let's go back to that iconic moment in history, the Bicentennial year, 1976. The nation was celebrating 200 years of independence, and the U.S. Mint wanted something special to mark the occasion. That's when they released the Kennedy half dollar with the dual date 1776 to 1976. The reverse side featured Independence Hall, the birthplace of the Declaration of Independence, a monument to freedom. But what makes certain 1976 Kennedy half dollars unbelievably valuable is not just their symbolism. It's what happened during the minting process itself. Some were struck on wrong planchets. Others had silver compositions intended for collectors, but mistakenly released into circulation. These are the coins that have become legendary, the kind that turn collectors into millionaires overnight. Imagine this. You're holding a coin that looks ordinary, maybe even worn out. But under that dull shine lies a fortune, a rare minting error, a misaligned strike, or a silver composition where copper should have been. These subtle differences separate a common 50-cent coin from a masterpiece worth millions. Some collectors have spent decades searching for these mysterious bicentennial halves. When found in perfect mint state, untouched, flawless, and gleaming, they can command prices that sound more like lottery winnings than coin values. It's not just metal, it's opportunity frozen in time. Now, what gives the 1776 to 1976 Kennedy half dollar its unimaginable wealth is more than rarity. It's the emotion and history behind it. Every curve, every letter, every shine of that coin tells a story. The story of President Kennedy's dream, the spirit of independence, and the pride of an entire nation reborn after 2 centuries of struggle and triumph. Collectors don't just buy these coins for their metal content. They invest in a piece of the American soul. That's what makes this coin not just valuable, but priceless. The deeper you understand its history, the more you realize you're not just looking at a collectible, you're looking at a legacy. Many people don't know that some 1776 to 1976 Kennedy half dollars were struck in 40% silver and sold as part of special sets. Others, however, were struck with unique toning, double dies, or planchet errors that make them incredibly scarce. Over the decades, some examples have been auctioned for staggering sums. And if you have one sitting in your drawer, untouched since the 1970s, you could be sitting on a treasure that changes your destiny. In perfect condition, a rare variation of this coin could easily reach into the millions in today's collector's market. It's like holding lightning in your hand, rare, powerful, and unforgettable. But here's what makes it truly magical: its connection to hope. When you hold the 1776 to 1976 Kennedy half dollar, you're not just holding silver and copper. You're holding the memory of a president who dreamed of progress, a people who fought for freedom, and a nation that rose from ashes to greatness. It's a coin that whispers history into your hands. That emotional connection is why collectors will pay any price for the right piece, the one coin that carries both beauty and mystery. It's this rare combination that turns a 50-cent piece into a multi-million-dollar artifact. So, before you spend or overlook any Kennedy half dollar from 1976, take a closer look. Check its mint mark, its shine, its edges. You never know. That small detail you ignore could be your ticket to unimaginable wealth. Some of the rarest Bicentennial halves have been found in regular pocket change, decades after they were minted. Think about that. A fortune quietly waiting in plain sight. This is why true collectors say, every coin has a story, and some stories are worth millions. My friends, fortune favors the observant. The 1776 to 1976 Kennedy half dollar is more than just a relic of the past. It's a symbol of destiny. Somewhere out there, someone is holding a coin that could rewrite their life forever. Maybe it's you. So check your drawers, your piggy banks, your old collections, because one coin, one discovery, one moment of awareness could turn your everyday pocket change into a life-changing fortune. Don't spend it too soon. Don't sell it too cheap, because hidden within that small round piece of history lies the power to change your future overnight. The second up. Today, we're diving into a story that glows with mystery, history, and unimaginable value. The 1971 Kennedy half dollar. It might just be sitting somewhere in your old change jar or collection box, looking ordinary, but it carries a secret that could turn it into a coin worth millions. This is not just a half-dollar coin. This is a piece of America's soul, a silent witness to a nation's hope, a tribute to a fallen president, and a treasure that could change your destiny forever. What if I told you that this coin, which most people spent without a thought, could make someone a billionaire overnight? The Kennedy half dollar began its journey in 1964, following the tragic assassination of President John F. Kennedy. America was grieving, and the U.S. Mint wanted to honor his memory in the most powerful way possible, through a coin that would carry his legacy in every hand and every heart. By 1971, this series took a major turn. It was the first year the Kennedy half dollar was minted completely without silver for general circulation. Yet within that year's production, something magical happened. Rare minting errors, unique metal mixes, and limited collector pieces came into existence, turning what seemed like an everyday coin into a hidden gem of unimaginable value. Imagine holding the 1971 Kennedy half dollar, the front bearing the strong, noble profile of President Kennedy, his gaze set forward like a man still leading his nation, even beyond death. On the reverse, the proud bald eagle, wings outstretched, clutching arrows and olive branches, the symbol of strength and peace. But deep within this design, beyond the metal and engravings, lies the story of a nation finding hope again. Every strike of this coin was not just a minting act. It was a heartbeat of remembrance, a message of unity. And that is why collectors and historians alike treat the 1971 Kennedy half dollar with almost sacred reverence. Now, here's where the story takes a turn into mystery and wealth. During the minting process in 1971, the U.S. Mint made several technical transitions from silver to copper-nickel-clad coins. In this massive shift, a few coins were accidentally struck on leftover 40% silver planchets intended for earlier years. These errors are among the most valuable half dollars ever discovered. They shine differently, sound differently, and when placed under magnification, their luster reveals the rare metal within. Such coins have fetched staggering amounts in private auctions and collections. Imagine a 50-cent coin that could bring you millions today. But the true magic of the 1971 Kennedy half dollar isn't only in its composition. It's in its rarity of perfection. A flawless, uncirculated specimen with mirror-like surfaces untouched by time can command breathtaking prices among elite collectors. And when a coin combines rarity, error, and history, that's when its value explodes into the stratosphere. Many coin experts call it the modern miracle of American minting, because even though millions were struck, only a handful carry the mysterious blend of condition and composition that sets them apart from the rest. Think about it. This coin was born during a time when America was changing. The Vietnam War, the moon missions, the echoes of Kennedy's dream still alive in the hearts of millions. The 1971 half dollar wasn't just a currency. It was a reflection of a nation standing between its past and its future. That emotion adds a priceless dimension to the coin. For true collectors, owning one is like owning a fragment of living history. It's more than a coin. It's a conversation between generations, a bridge between what was lost and what still inspires hope. And then there's the mystery of the 1971 D-Mint mark coins. Some struck in Denver hold incredible secrets. A few possess die cracks, doubled images, or faint planchet errors, which make them exceptionally rare. These anomalies are the golden tickets of the coin world. Some collectors have unknowingly held these treasures for decades, not realizing they possess what could make them millionaires. It's incredible how a coin so common in appearance can carry such an extraordinary hidden story. But that's the magic of numismatics. The thrill is in the discovery, and sometimes that discovery changes everything. So, my friends, before you spend or trade away a 1971 Kennedy half dollar, take a closer look. Examine the details, the edges, the sound, the shine, because what looks ordinary might be the key to your financial destiny. Some of these coins, especially those with errors or uncirculated conditions, have been valued higher than gold. They are pieces of history that carry the spirit of a president, the craftsmanship of a nation, and the luck of those who dare to look deeper. Every Kennedy half dollar tells a story, but the 1971 edition tells one that could rewrite your life. In the end, the 1971 Kennedy half dollar isn't just about value. It's about vision. It's a symbol of how the smallest, simplest things can hold unimaginable power. It reminds us that fortune doesn't always come from new discoveries, but sometimes from rediscovering the past. So, check your drawers, your jars, your family's old boxes, because if you find the right 1971 Kennedy half dollar, you're not just holding a coin. You're holding the key to a forgotten fortune, a treasure that could change your fate overnight. Remember, my friends, never underestimate what's in your pocket, because sometimes the past hides its greatest rewards in plain sight. The third up. Today, we're unlocking a story that will leave you speechless. The story of the 2021 D. Kennedy half dollar, a coin so recent, yet wrapped in mystery, rarity, and unimaginable value. While most people think modern coins can't be worth much, this one shatters that belief. It may look like an ordinary half dollar, but some versions of the 2021 D have shocked collectors with values that stretch into the millions. Yes, millions, because hidden among these coins are rare mint errors, pristine strikes, and collector-grade conditions that could make you a billionaire overnight if you happen to own one. So before you spend that shiny half dollar, listen carefully. You might be holding the coin that can rewrite your destiny. The Kennedy half dollar series began in 1964, born out of heartbreak after the tragic assassination of President John F. Kennedy. Over the decades, it became more than a coin. It became a symbol of America's hope, strength, and unity. But in 2021, the Denver Mint gave this legacy a new life. The 2021 D. Kennedy half dollar wasn't just another minting year. It was the rebirth of a legend. These coins were struck with advanced precision, but within that process, something unexpected occurred. Unique minting variations, deep cameo proofs, and rare collector errors slipped into circulation. These few coins are now being hunted across the world, their prices skyrocketing as collectors realize their true worth. Imagine holding one of these coins, the shining face of John F. Kennedy gazing forward, confident and strong, representing the eternal spirit of the American dream. The reverse side, with the proud bald eagle and the words, United States of America, reflects everything this coin stands for: freedom, vision, and legacy. But beneath that beautiful design lies something much more powerful: the potential for unimaginable fortune. Because in numismatics, rarity and perfection are everything. And the 2021 D. Kennedy half dollar has both, but only for those lucky enough to find the right one. Let's talk about what makes certain 2021 D. Kennedy half dollars so valuable. Some were struck on experimental planchets, meaning the metal composition wasn't exactly what it should have been. A few others show rare double die errors, where Kennedy's profile or the lettering appears slightly doubled under magnification, creating one-of-a-kind coins that collectors crave. Then there are the perfect strike specimens, flawless, mirror-like, untouched by circulation. Those are the real treasures. In today's market, a coin like that, authenticated and graded at the highest mint condition, could fetch a fortune so massive it sounds unbelievable. But that's the world of rare coins. One coin can turn your life upside down. The 2021 D. Kennedy half dollar also stands at a fascinating point in modern minting history. It marks the continuation of a coin that has survived 6 decades of American change, from silver to clad, from nostalgia to modern collecting. Yet, what makes this year special is its combination of modern brilliance and historical spirit. Many coin experts say the 2021 D represents the modern masterpiece of the Kennedy series, the perfect fusion of technology, artistry, and national pride. And when a coin carries that much symbolism and quality, it automatically attracts collectors willing to pay anything to own a piece of it. Now here's where the story gets even more exciting. A few 2021 D. Kennedy half dollars have surfaced with breathtaking visual differences, unusual toning, slightly off-center strikes, or metallic streaks that make each piece completely unique. These aren't flaws, they're treasures. Because in the collector's world, the rarest imperfections often bring the highest rewards. There have been whispers of certain 2021 D halves fetching incredible sums in private collections, with some claiming values in the millions for their rarity and condition. Imagine that. A 50-cent coin that could buy you luxury homes, supercars, or change your financial life forever. But this coin isn't just about money. It's about meaning. Every Kennedy half dollar carries the weight of American history, the legacy of a beloved president who inspired generations to dream bigger, to reach for the stars, to believe in a better world. The 2021 D carries that same energy, that same heartbeat of the past echoing in the present. It's a reminder that even in modern times, the spirit of history lives on. Not in museums, but in your pocket, in your palm, in something as simple as a coin. That's the beauty of it. A modern treasure with the soul of a legend. So, my friends, the next time you come across a 2021 D. Kennedy half dollar, don't ignore it. Don't spend it. Look at it closely. Because the one in your hand might be no ordinary coin. It could be the $1 million masterpiece everyone is searching for. Examine the mint mark, study its shine, and if it's flawless or has any unusual traits, get it checked. Because today's pocket change could be tomorrow's empire. These coins have already started to vanish from circulation as collectors hoard them, and that scarcity is what drives their value even higher. In the end, the 2021 D. Kennedy half dollar is more than a piece of metal. It's a spark of destiny. It teaches us that even in the modern world, fortune can still hide in plain sight. It's the perfect example of how history repeats itself. How something created for just 50 cents can become a gateway to millions. So, before you let go of that coin, remember this: it's not just money. It's legacy. It's power. It's the dream of America in your hands. And if you're lucky, it might just be your ticket to a life you never imagined. The fourth up. My friends, today we're diving deep into one of the most mysterious and underrated coins of modern America, the 1979 Kennedy half dollar. At first glance, it may look like a common coin, just another piece of metal you might overlook in your change. But here's where the story takes a twist. Some of these 1979 Kennedy halves have turned out to be unbelievably valuable. They're worth reaching into the millions under rare conditions. Yes, this is the coin that hides unimaginable fortune behind its simple shine. A coin that could turn an ordinary collector into a millionaire overnight. So, before you spend or trade that half dollar, listen carefully, because this story might just change your life. To understand the power of the 1979 Kennedy half dollar, we need to look at its legacy. The Kennedy half dollar series began in 1964 as a tribute to the fallen president, John F. Kennedy, a man whose vision and leadership captured the heart of a nation. The coin was more than currency. It was a memorial struck in metal, carrying the hopes and grief of an entire generation. By 1979, the series had evolved, no longer made of silver, but still carrying the same symbol of pride, unity, and honor. However, deep within that year's mintage, something unusual happened. Rare strikes, brilliant mint conditions, and unintentional minting errors turned certain 1979 halves into hidden treasures of enormous value. The 1979 Kennedy half dollar was minted at three main facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. While most circulated freely, a select few were struck with extraordinary precision, mirror-like proofs, and near-perfect finishes. Some were even double-die errors, where the details of Kennedy's face or the inscriptions appeared slightly doubled. These rare variations are now the heartbeat of collectors' dreams. A single flawless 1979 Kennedy half dollar, preserved in mint state or proof condition, can command massive prices in today's market, and the most extraordinary examples are believed to be worth millions. That's right, millions for a 50-cent coin. What makes this coin so valuable isn't just rarity. It's perfection and mystery. Imagine holding a 1979 Kennedy half dollar with no scratches, no wear, the luster still glowing like the day it left the mint. Such a coin is a time capsule, a perfect survivor from the past. Coin grading experts consider these coins among the finest examples of modern minting, and collectors pay fortunes for them. And when you combine that perfection with an error, like a double die or an off-center strike, the price can explode to unimaginable heights. These are the kinds of coins that never stay on the market for long. They vanish into private collections, locked away like treasures from another world. The design itself carries deep symbolism. On the obverse, John F. Kennedy strong, dignified profile, the face of hope and courage. On the reverse, the American bald eagle spreads its wings wide, clutching arrows and an olive branch, surrounded by stars, a timeless emblem of peace and strength. Every detail of this coin speaks of America's resilience. The 1979 edition may not have been made of silver, but its value lies beyond metal. It lies in its story, its legacy, and its rare perfection. Each coin is like a whisper from history, telling the tale of a nation that refused to forget one of its greatest leaders. What many people don't realize is that coins like the 1979 Kennedy half dollar often hide in plain sight. Millions were minted, but only a few possess the traits that make them treasures. That's the beauty of coin collecting. Fortune can sit unnoticed in your palm, waiting for the right eyes to see it. Some of the rarest 1979 halves were struck with unusual planchets, slightly different metal mixtures, or weight variations that give them a unique sound and feel. When discovered, these coins can ignite bidding wars among collectors, with prices climbing higher than anyone imagined. These coins don't just sell, they create legends. The 1979 Kennedy half dollar also marks the turning point in America's coinage era, the balance between old tradition and modern minting technology. It was a time when the U.S. Mint experimented with materials and precision, unknowingly creating varieties that today's collectors desperately seek. And that's what makes this coin so extraordinary. It's not only a piece of history, but a rare artifact from a time of change. The Denver Mint, marked by a D, produce some of the most fascinating variations that now bring staggering values, especially when preserved in gem condition. These are the coins that separate the casual finders from the legendary collectors. Now, let's talk about the present market, where rarity meets obsession. In today's collector world, the 1979 Kennedy half dollar in near-perfect condition has become one of the most discussed modern coins. Experts and enthusiasts alike chase it at auctions, and some specimens have fetched jaw-dropping prices under private deals. Why? Because every new discovery of a rare strike sends shockwaves through the numismatic community. Imagine finding one yourself. You take it to an expert, and they confirm it's one of the rarest varieties ever minted. Overnight, your small piece of change becomes your ticket to a fortune. That's the magic hidden in these coins. So, before you spend that 1979 Kennedy half dollar, pause for a moment. Hold it up to the light. Look for its shine, its detail, its condition. Because you might just be holding history and wealth in the same hand. This coin is not just currency. It's a symbol of America's legacy, the strength of memory, and the unpredictable power of luck. It reminds us that sometimes the most valuable treasures don't glitter in gold. They lie quietly in the coins we overlook every day. And who knows? The one you're holding right now might just be the key to unimaginable fortune, waiting for its moment to change your life forever.